Hello and welcome to Falcon Weekly. I'm Kiera Hood.
And I'm Hannah Bell. Thanks so much for watching. Cleanup is underway today after two tornadoes touched down in Montgomery and Lee counties last night. This is video from the Pike Road area of Montgomery County. Residents saw several mobile homes damaged or destroyed by downed trees. Cars were also damaged and fire crews had to cut and clear trees blocking roadways. Folks caught in the middle of the storm are glad to have gotten out unhurt.
It was great. It was loud. Everybody was really scared.
You said you heard the roof moving or something like that?
Yeah, all of a sudden the roof started rattling. Extremely, extremely loud. And so I knew there was definitely something bad was happening. And then the tree came in.
When the window broke, and I just rolled right out of bed and crawled down the hall, and got out, and got back to looking, and my whole bedroom is collapsed. Tree fell through it. There's probably 4 or 5 other trailers out here that had significant damage too.
The storm system also caused damage in Auburn and the Atlanta metro area. Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton are trading jabs today on the campaign trail, the latest sign that this race is tighter than ever.
Diane Gallagher has more on how the bad blood is playing out in the national spotlight.
Their debate is officially next week, but the Democrats are waiting. On Wednesday, MSNBC asked Hillary Clinton about a Bernie Sanders interview with the New York Daily News.
The core of his campaign has been break up the banks, and it didn't seem in reading his answers that he understood exactly how that would work.
Sanders hit back.
She has been saying lately that she thinks that I am, quote unquote, not qualified to be president. I don't believe that she is qualified. I don't think that you are qualified if you get $15 million from Wall Street through your super PAC.
Now, the Clinton camp claims the former secretary never actually called the Vermont senator unqualified.
I don't know why he's saying that, but I will take Bernie Sanders over Donald Trump or Ted Cruz anytime.
But the change in tone could be an indicator of just how much is at stake. Sanders has the momentum, winning 7 of the last 8 contests. Clinton has the lead in pledged delegates. But 2 new national polls show the race between them may be tightening, which may mean that while the Democrats claim they want to play nice,
It is not the type of politics that I want to get in.
it could get even uglier.
But let me also be very clear. I'm not going to get beaten up. I'm not going to get lied about. We will fight back.
New York voters have their say April 19th. In Washington, I'm Diane Gallagher. Their debate is...
On the Republican side, both Donald Trump and Ted Cruz are calling for John Kasich to drop out of the race. But Kasich says he plans on campaigning all the way to the GOP convention later this year. We constantly hear new information about how we can improve our health. And with all of that new information, it might seem overwhelming.
But researchers say there are some very simple things you can do to be healthier. With a few suggestions, here's Seth Kovar with today's Health Minute.
You can do them every day, and researchers say they keep health problems at bay. These are some activities that are not only fun, but are beneficial as well. Volunteering. It's more than just the good feeling you get from helping others. According to an American Journal of Public Health study, people who volunteer are better protected against stress. And researchers found those who don't give back as much had a 30% higher risk of dying after a stressful life event. Cooking. Studies show, for the most part, a home-cooked meal is healthier than one from a restaurant. Meals out may contain lots of salt, butter, and oil. A 2014 study in the journal Public Health Nutrition found people who regularly eat at home consume about 130 fewer calories than those who don't. And playing with your pets. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, caring for an animal has been shown to decrease blood pressure and cholesterol levels and take away feelings of loneliness. And that's on top of all the calories you burn taking Spot or Fido for a walk. For today's Health Minute, I'm Seth Kovar.
Washing dishes. Ugh. The hated chore is the last thing you want to do, especially after a big meal.
But we have a little secret that's not only making washing dishes easier, but it gets your plates cleaner. In today's Consumer Watch, Mary Maloney explains why leaving grime on your plate may actually help you get your dishes really clean.
For many, this is typical. rinsing off a dish before you put it in the dishwasher. But testers for Consumer Reports say you don't need to pre-rinse to get your dishes clean.
It's actually a waste of water to rinse your dishes. And if you're using hot water, it's a waste of energy, too.
Pre-rinsing can even make your dishes dirtier. According to Consumer Reports, most dishwashers sold in the past 5 years that cost $500 or more have a sensor to determine how hard the dishwasher needs to work. In the beginning of the wash, it rinses the dishes and then checks how dirty the water is. If you manually washed off most of the muck, the sensor's thrown off and thinks your dishes are already pretty clean. So instead of fully washing that dish, you only get a light wash. Consumer Reports says detergent and a rinse agent can wash off stubborn food.
We get our dishes dirty with some of the toughest food out there, like oatmeal, egg yolk, peanut butter, and tomato sauce.
Loading is also key. Make sure your plates have the dirty side facing the center. Use your silverware basket to separate utensils. And read the instructions.
I know it's a bore, but you really need to read the instruction manual for your dishwasher. You need to follow the guidelines for loading that machine so that you get the cleanest dishes possible.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Mary Maloney.
So, Hannah, do you pre-rinse your dishes before you put them in the dishwasher, or you put the dirty ones in there?
I'm not as ashamed to admit now that I do not pre-rinse my dishes mostly.
Really?
I usually don't. So that's good. You know, they've been getting actually cleaner than they would have if I had been pre-washing.
I mean, I'm just used to it. Once I take them out, you know, once I get done using it, I just automatically rinse it off. Not to the point where it's like extremely clean, but I want it to be rinsed off. But I guess, I mean, that just gives me another reason to be more lazy.
Exactly. You're cleaner that way.
Exactly. Remember, there's always more Falcon Weekly on social media. Just search for Falcon Weekly on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you see news happening on campus, be sure to shoot us a picture and tag us in it.
That's all the time we've got for this week's Falcon Weekly.
Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.